Hello and welcome once again to another weekly update. I seem to do these on Sunday evenings and no one seems to complain. Welcome people, how is everyone today? I hope you're all wonderful, happy, safe, and learning lots of cool new things all the time. I learned a whole bunch of cool new things about the British invasion this week. I basically, in 1965 in music, peppered in a little bit of parts that I've already worked on, kind of reworking on them. I also paid close attention to Petula Clark this week. She had about a half a dozen singles in 1965. She has a very interesting catalog. All over the world, she was very, very popular. I Know a Place was one of her big hits, probably her biggest, but I'm not sure quite yet, in 1965, which specifically mentions a cellar full of noise, which may or may not be about the Beatles, likely about the Beatles. In your WeTransfer files this week, you're going to be getting 4 hunks of audio from the White Album. A lot of people love the White Album. You're going to be hearing about one of the cooler Beatles songs of all, at least in my opinion. It's Glass Onion. I think it's cool because it's a Beatles song about Beatles songs. John loved the fact that they really listened to his music and they focused on it, and they saw things into it that weren't necessarily there. That fact sometimes kind of bothered him, but he at least liked the fact that they were paying attention to what he was doing. So he wrote this Beatles song about Beatles songs. He demos it, and you get to hear a little hunk of the audio from the demo. I love these White Album Escher demos, or Escher as they call them. That's the name of George Harrison's home where they recorded those, and it's just them playing acoustic guitars rather sloppily into a reel-to-reel machine. You get to hear about the bent back tulips, which is how the other half lives. You get to hear about the cast iron shore, a dovetail joint, which is very interesting, and John has the famous line, here's another clue for you all, the walrus is Paul, which became a big part of the whole Paul is dead thing. You get to hear about why. You also get to hear about Badfinger, briefly. I always like talking about Badfinger. And you get to hear a version with some alternative sound effects as well. And in your audio, you're going to be hearing one of the more controversial Beatles songs of all. It's loved by many, hated by some. It's Obla Di, Obla Da. It's a McCartney song. He was really into Blue Note music. That's early ska or reggae. Once again, you hear the demo version of this. As many Paul McCartney songs do, there's characters with full names. Desmond and Molly Jones in this case. There's a guy named Desmond Decker who was a reggae artist who had a hit with 007. You get to hear a little bit about him. I do believe he is the Desmond in Desmond and Molly Jones. John Lennon, well, he hated this song. He vocally hated this song. That's one of the things that John was consistent about throughout all his Beatle years. A lot of times he liked something at one point and disliked it at another point, but here's one that he's very, very specific about. You get to hear about the mistake that Paul McCartney made while recording Obla Di, Obla Da. There's some very, very interesting, complicated recording sessions. You get to hear all about that. As I said, it's very controversial. Some people love it, some people don't quite love it. This is Professor Moptop saying once again, have a wonderful week. Thank you as always for being wonderful.